Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Math with Gustavus. In this lesson, we'll be focusing on subtracting mixed numbers and whole numbers. There are several methods that can be undertaken to complete this exercise. However, in this lesson, I'll be focusing on two methods. Method one is where we convert the whole numbers to a fraction, then convert the mixed number to improper fractions, then subtract. And the next method is where we work the question at an advanced level. That can be done in, let's say, one step or two steps. All right, so let's jump right into it. Now, this method, which is the first method, I'm recommending it for persons who are just starting out fractions. All right, the next method, which is the second method, is for persons who are more advanced, especially persons who are doing SAT or, let's say, GRE, some speed exam. But if you're not doing a speed exam and you're just starting out, this is a method that I'm recommending. Let's jump right into it. Now, the first step is to convert our whole number to a fraction. We simply do this by dividing it by 1. So in the first example, our whole number is 5. So we're going to divide 5 by 1. So let's do that. So it's 5 over 1. Then we put our operator, which is subtraction. Afterwards, we're going to convert our mixed number to an improper fraction. We do that by multiplying the denominator and the whole number, which is 7 times 3. That will give us 21, which is our product. Then we add our product to the numerator, which is 4. So it's 21 plus 4. That will give us 25 over 7. Now, guys, we are at the stage where we can subtract the two fractions. I have done a lot of videos on subtracting fractions. Ensure that you watch those videos to understand how to subtract fractions. Here we have a fraction. Here we have two fractions where the denominators are unlike. When the denominators are unlike, we need to find a common denominator. Luckily, one of the denominators here is 1. And whenever 1 is one of the denominators, then the LCM, or the lowest common multiple of the denominator, would be the other one, the one other than 1, which is 7 in this case. So the common denominator is 7. After we have our common denominator, we're going to divide, right? So we're going to divide 1, this one, into 7. That goes 7 times, right? So it's 5 times 7, which gives us 35. Then we put our operator, which is subtraction. Then we divide again, 7 into 7. That goes 1 time. So we have 25 times 1, which gives us 25. So it's 35 minus 25, and then that will give us what? That will give us 10 over 7. Now, 10 over 7 is an improper fraction and can be converted to a mixed number by dividing, right? So it's 7 into 10, that goes 1 time. Then that will leave us with a remainder of 3. And then we put back our common denominator, which is 7. Easy, right, guys? So that is how you subtract a whole number and a mixed number. All right, guys, let's turn our attention to number 2. So the first step is to convert our whole number to a fraction. Our whole number in question 2 is 9. So it's going to be 9 over 1. We can put back our operator, which is subtraction. Afterwards, we're going to convert our mixed number to an improper fraction. We do that by multiplying the denominator by the whole number. So it's 3 times 11. That gives us 33. Then we add that product to the numerator, and that will give us 35 over 3. Now we need a common denominator. Now we have 3 and 1. The common denominator of 3 and 1 is just 3. After we have our common denominator, we need to divide. So we're going to say 3 into 3. That goes 1 time. So it's 35 times 1, which gives us back 35. Then we put our operator, which is subtraction. Then we divide again. 1 into 3, that goes 3 times. Then we say 9 times 3, which is 24. 7, right? So we're going to subtract 27 from 35. That will leave us with 8, and then we put back our common denominator, which is 3. So we can divide from here, guys, right? So we can divide 3 into 8. That was 2 times. And then that will leave us with a remainder of 2. And then we put back our common denominator, which is 3. So the final answer for that is 2 and 2/3, or 8/3 as an improper fraction. Let's highlight the answers from the first question as well. So that is how we subtract mixed numbers and whole numbers when you're just starting out. However, guys, if you're more advanced, then I'm going to show you a different approach that you can take to subtract mixed numbers and whole numbers. Let's look at example 3. Let's turn our attention to example 3. Now, in example 3, we have 12 minus 7 and 3/4. It's very essential for us to know that, or to know what a mixed number is. It is simple, the sum of a whole number and a common fraction. To be more specific, it's the sum of a whole number and a proper fraction. So let's rewrite the question as such. So it's 12 minus, you can put it in parentheses. I strongly recommend putting that in parentheses, right? 7 plus 3/4. All right, cool. Now, guys, the next step now is to rewrite 12 strategically. You're going to rewrite that 12, that whole number, strategically. Now, there are many ways. There are many ways you can rewrite 12. You can rewrite 12 as 12 plus 0. You can rewrite 12 as 11 plus 1. You can rewrite 12 as 10 plus 2, so on and so forth, right? But all we're going to rewrite 12 is that we're going to rewrite it such that it rewrites it as a sum, including 1. So that will simply leave us with this one, right? Which is 11 plus 1. So this is now 11 plus 1. I'll explain further why we use 1. Then, guys, if we distribute the negative through the bracket, then we'll have what? Negative 7 and minus what? 3/4. Now, guys, that one, why 1, is because we want to rewrite that one as a fraction with a denominator of 4. Why we choose 4 is because we want a common denominator based on what is given in the problem, right? So now 4 as our denominator, and we should be equal to 1. That means our numerator should also be 4, because 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. So it's going to be 11 plus 4/4, which is the same thing as 1, minus 7 minus 3/4. All right. After we have done that, we're going to group strategically. We're going to group our whole numbers and then group our fractions. So it's going to be 11 minus 7. Those are our whole numbers. And then our fractions would be 4/4 minus 3/4. Now, we'll be left with 11 minus 7. That will give us 4. And then if you remember, if you have not watched my video on subtracting fractions with the same or like denominator, you need to take the time out to watch that video. All right, so we have 4/4 minus 3/4. All right, we'll get back our common denominator, which is 4. And then we subtract our numerator. So it's 4 minus 3, which will give us 1. So now we are left with 4 plus 1/4. 4 plus 1/4 can be expressed as a mixed number as what? 4 and 1/4. All right, so let me highlight that by circling that in red for you. So 12 minus 7 and 3/4 is simply 4 1/4. Initially, it might look confusing, this method. However, it's very essential when you are working against the clock. I included a lot of steps in it now because we're just starting. As we get more and more confident, then we can use less and less steps. And second up, when the mixed number is the number that comes after the subtraction question, it is best to take this approach. But this one, number 4, now we don't need to include so many steps. So let me just do this one for you quickly. So now 5 2/3 is the same thing as, let me go back to block for you guys. So that's 5 plus 2/3, right? And then we put minus 4. We don't need to put anything in bracket here because after the subtraction sign is just a whole number 4. So let's rearrange this. In rearranging this, we're going to put the whole numbers next to each other, right? So it's 5 minus 4, and then we put back our plus 2/3. So we are left with 1 plus 2/3. Now 1 plus 2/3 is the same thing as 1 and 2/3. So the answer for number 4 is 1 and 2/3. Now guys, let's do one more. Let's do one more like number 3 that requires a little bit more work. I hope you guys are enjoying the lesson so far and learning something new. If you are learning something new, kindly post it in the comment section. If you think you prefer a certain method over the other that you have been exposed to, then post it in the comment section. All right, guys, let's look at number 5 now. For number 5, guys, we have the whole number in front and then the common fraction comes after. So we can rewrite this as 9 minus, I'm putting parentheses because after the subtraction sign comes the mixed number, right? So this will be the same thing as 7 plus 2 over 5. All right, guys. So we are going to write our 9 strategically, including as a sum to include 1, right? So it's going to be 8 plus 1. So it's 8 plus 1. All right, then we're going to distribute the negative through the bracket. So it's going to be negative 7 minus what? 2 over 5. Now, guys, we are going to rewrite our 1 strategically such that it includes a denominator of 5. So let's think about it. If we want a denominator of 5, and it must be equal to 1, right? That means our numerator should also be 5. So it's going to be 8 plus 5 over 5 minus 7 minus 2 over 3. Now, guys, we're going to group our whole numbers. Our whole numbers are 8 and then minus 7, then we have plus 5 over 5 minus 2 over 3. So when we subtract our whole numbers, we get 1. And then when we subtract our fractions, we are going to get, oh, this right here should have been 5. All right, guys, this one right here should have been 5. Correct. So when we subtract our fractions, since they are like denominators, we can just put back our denominator, which would be 5, and then we are going to subtract our numerators, and that will give us 3. So we are left with 1 plus 3 over 5, which is the same thing as 1 and 3 over 5. So our final answer here is 1 and 3 over 5. Now, guys, we are at the end of this lesson. Number 6 is for you. This is when you'll work that questions and post your answers in the comment section. Always remember, guys, don't be selfish. Share it with everyone around you, your friends, family, colleagues, students, everyone. Encourage them to share their answers as well in the comment section. Thank you very much, guys, for coming back, and see you guys soon. I'm so excited to see you guys again. Bye-bye, guys.